Hello YouTube. Today we're going to do an unboxing and assembly of the Syma X8C Venture. This particular model is in black. Let's go ahead and open up the box and see what we've got in there. Right away we come to the owner's manual, and then the quadcopter and all the components are packed in a styrofoam block, about an inch thick styrofoam, pretty sturdy. The quadcopter itself is upside down in this block. Just work that out of there. And here's the unit itself. Tell right away it's pretty good build quality. It's fairly heavy, but very sturdy feeling. In this little box here we have part one of the charging system for the battery, and then here we have the 4 prop guards. I'm going to flip this styrofoam over. On the other side we'll have the controller. Controller takes 4 AA batteries. This particular one is white and red and has the little LCD screen on the bottom. This is the second part of the charger. Power adapter plugs into this end and the battery plugs into the other end. You've got a couple of indicator lights on the top. Here we've got the battery. It's a 7.4 volt 2000 milliamp hour battery pack. This particular model has the round plugs that plug into the quadcopter, and then the cord for the charger, of course. Here's the little 2 megapixel camera and mount. Here's our screwdriver, screws, and card reader. Looks like they've given us some extra screws and then a USB card reader. The camera does come with a 4 GB card. And here we have a few extra mounting pieces for the props and the little decorative silver caps that go over the end of the propeller shafts. We've got 8 blades in here, so that should be 2 sets of blades. All these blades on this side are B blades, so be careful when you're getting ready to assemble this. You're going to make sure you put on your 2 A blades and your 2 B blades. I've heard where some people X8C won't fly, and they've probably taken 4 A's or 4 B's and put on the quadcopter. It just won't leave the ground that way. 4 pieces of landing gear. Here's an A motor for an A prop, and a B motor, another A motor, and a B motor. So they're labeled on the quadcopter itself as to which blades. So you'll need 2 A's and 2 B's. And you'll put them in the right places, and this thing should fly like a champ. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the little plastic covers that cover the holes where the prop guards slide into the body of the quadcopter here. Just grab it, little lip on it, pull it straight out. It'll pop loose. It connects on that little rod right there and hooks with those hooks up underneath the edge. Save those for later. You may use them if you decide to fly it without the prop guards on it. Now once I have those pulled out, I'm going to go ahead and mount the landing gear. There's a little stud on the leg. You slide it into that hole, line up the screw holes, and put the screws in. There are 8 screws that are going to hold this on. There will be some extra screws in the bag, so I'm going to go ahead and get the screws and the little screwdriver out. The screws you're going to use are a little bit shorter of the 2 screws that are in the bag. It's one with a slightly larger head on it. Looks like it has a washer built onto it. There's 2 per leg, so start those and then snug them up. Don't over tighten them. They seem relatively sturdy. I have the legs on now, so I'm going to go ahead and put the prop guards on. They're curved upwards, so you slide them in that way into the slots, and then on the bottom there'll be 2 screw holes. This is where you'll use the slightly longer of the 2 different style screws that come with it. Get those started and snug them up, and repeat the process for the other 3. These prop guards are fairly thick, actually, still flexible, so they should take a little bit of a beating without snapping, but they are not ones that'll probably get caught up in the props when you crash. Alright, across there it measures a little over 19.5 inches, and this way it measures a little over 23.5 inches. So this is a fairly large quadcopter, nearly 2 feet across at its widest point. Now here's where you're going to need your A props and your B props. Alright, here's kind of a close-up of the motor and shaft assembly here. You got the stationary shaft, and then down the bottom part, that's white piece closest to the housing, is what the propeller actually attaches to and spins on. And then the wider white cap holds a pin in, which keeps the motor from the propeller from coming off. So you'll just twist that to the left, as you saw me just do, line up the slot with the pin, and then you can push the pin out. Just lay it to the side. You're going to need it immediately. Put your A prop on. Make sure you match up your your letters. Slide it down on there. You're going to slide the white cap on, retainer cap here. Line up the slot with the hole in the metal shaft, then drop the pin in, push it in, and then turn the white cap to the right or clockwise. That will snap into place. It holds the pin in, keeps the white cap from coming off, and the propeller is attached. Now you're just going to repeat that same process for the other 3 props. Now this is a B motor, so you're going to need the B prop or a B prop to put on there. Drop your pin in, twist it to the right. You'll feel it and hear it when it clicks into place. Then the A prop, and finishing up finally with the last of the 2 B props. It's important you have your A's and your B's in the right place so the unit will fly. Alright, the next step is going to be to put the little chrome plated covers over the propeller shafts. Get those out of the bag. There's extra pins and retaining caps in this bag as well. All we need out of there right now are the 4 chrome caps. They just push down onto the propeller shafts, so just support the motor from underneath with your hand, push down and kind of turn, and it'll slide right on. They're very easy to put on. And that's what it looks like as a finished product. Now the next step is going to be to put your 4 AA batteries inside your controller. Be up, down. Slide your battery door back on. I'm going to flip it on here. The blue light's flashing. The LCD screen is on, so I know the controller will power up. And now we have this battery pack that we're going to install in the quadcopter. This one's already charged. It came in the mail earlier in the day, and my wife was sweet enough to get it out of the mailbox and charge it up for me so it will be ready when I got home from work. This battery door, easy to operate. You just pull down on the little clip, open the door, it hinges down. This has the round connector plugs on it. It will only plug in one way, so you cannot hook it up backwards. Just slide those together. Make sure your on-off switch is off before you hook the battery up. Slide the battery in, tuck the wires in, and then close up the little door. I like the little door better than the kind that have the screw and the slide-on connector. It's a little less hassle when you're out trying to enjoy your quadcopters. And you'll see that the lights are flashing on it, indicating that it is receiving power. And with the fast rapid flash, it's indicating that it's not bound to the controller yet. So to bind it to the controller, you'll turn the controller on, push up and down, and now you'll see that these lights are on steady. So now I'm going to just press up on the throttle, and we should have some spinning of these motors. There we go. I got 1 bar on the throttle. I'm going to just let it sit there and run for a second while I grab some of this stuff before it blows off the table. I know a lot of people like to run their quadcopters at a low speed for a few minutes to kind of wear in the brushes on the motors. So I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to let it run a couple of minutes right here on the table. I'm not going to give it any more speed than that. And I will be back in just a minute with some more information. Real quick, I'm going to show you how to set the gyros on this for perfect level. And it's recommended you do this on level ground, on the floor, pavement or something, so you know the copter is actually sitting level. What you're going to do is you're going to take the controller after it is bound to the unit, and you're going to pull down and to the right on both of the joysticks here. And as you noticed, we had some rapid flashing of the LED lights on the unit, on the quadcopter. So that was it setting itself to level, you know, forward, backward, and left and right level. So now the gyros in it know what level flight should be. That helps it maintain its level flight. You won't have to do a lot of trimming out on the unit unless the wind's blowing or something. Now I'm going to show you real quick how to hook up the camera. On the bottom there's a slot here. You're just going to line it up and slide it in until it clicks into place. Then plug this cord into this hole right there. Camera is installed. You can angle it up or down depending on what kind of shot you're trying to get. Indicator light is in there, which you'll be able to see once you turn on the camera from the controller. That concludes this video. Thank you for watching me unbox and assemble the Syma X8C Venture quadcopter. Have a great day.